the blockchain breeze. He's live every day, decode the mazes. JJ's cryptic corner, where the coins keep turning. Log in now, the future's burning. JJ's cryptic corner, JJ's cryptic corner. Pixels glow, charts flow, crypto whispers, secrets show. He cracks the code on this winding road. JJ's cryptic corner, JJ's cryptic corner, JJ's cryptic corner, JJ's cryptic corner, JJ's cryptic. Tune in, lean back, grab your coffee, hit the track. JJ's live, don't be late. Cryptic wisdom, seal your fate.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Happy Wednesday. How's everyone doing today? Guys, market got a little bit explodey. So explodey, in fact, that I'm on my yacht. I am on my yacht in the middle of the ocean, which may or may not be international waters. Jury's out. Okay, we're good. Looking good. This is just my very humble office on my very small 150-foot yacht. It's not even a big deal. Tishu said I don't like it either. Never said anything. Really? This is the first time hearing this. It's very long too. Oh, it's not nearly as long as the original. The epic, the hype intro, if you will. I have all these licensed songs, and then my buddy Zach made that one, and I played it one day just on a whim, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, that song's amazing!" And I'm a lo-fi guy, so I just stuck with it. We can change it though. We can change it. Bitcoin up 0.33% on the day, but since the dip at the Pico low, let's be arbitrary with our position. We are up 7.9%. Looking good. Bullish crossover the moving average on the RSI yesterday, along with a green dot and positive money flow. We are in the zone as of right now. Literally, we are actually in some semblance of a accumulation zone, if you will. Philly said, "You mean a rowboat, JJ?" Yes, this is actually my small one, so the name is actually the SS rowboat. Okay. Bitcoin looking good, absolutely gorgeous. Let's go refresh our liquidation heat map and see where we're at. Hope you guys had a wonderful day. Pretty crazy market today. I was not expecting a explosive upside. Very nice. 67,492. 67,492. I did specify the past couple of days that I was not feeling too hot about the market, and that because of that, that's probably a perfect bottom signal. So turns out my what is it, inverse JJ is perfect. 64,194. 64,194, almost as good as my fractals. Up above 68,861. So we got NVIDIA earnings today, which broke expectations. No one should be surprised. The market pumped though, 71,163. So there's rumors that it was NVIDIA. There's rumors that it was Jane Street. There's this crazy. We might have to go tinfoil for majority of the stream as long as it doesn't bake my brainwaves. Allegedly, a firm called Jane Street, who I literally never heard of until like 2-3 days ago. So if we're getting real tinfoily, it's awfully convenient that this Jane Street firm just suddenly exists out of nowhere. Has potentially, allegedly been manipulating the market. And I don't know. Terra is suing them for manipulating Luna or UST and dumping the price, which, in my opinion, if that's even possible, you should go to jail. If somebody can manipulate the price of your currency to depeg your stablecoin, so there's two things now that people rely on to not go to zero, that go to zero because of manipulation. It sounds like you should be in jail regardless. So manipulation and insider trading, I'm not really buying it, honestly. I don't know. But that's for Terra specifically. The Jane Street Bitcoin stuff, incredibly convenient. The 10 a.m. dumps were allegedly orchestrated by Jane Street. The 8 p.m. dumps were allegedly orchestrated by Jane Street. And then they recently, since they're being sued now, were ordered to cease operations. And since then, Bitcoin has somehow magically, miraculously pumped, and Jane Street, for whatever weird reason, has deleted all of their tweets, which is also sus. Tomorrow, Zach XBT drops a big investigation, he said. I'm wondering if that is the Jane Street stuff, because the web is woven and the threads are converging in the center, and it all just so happens to be Jane Street-ish, esque, if you will. So we'll keep you posted. But because we're not concentrated on that right now, and the market pumped, let's talk about Bitcoin. Looking good. Dominance 58.56. We did lose 58.5 for the first time since we bounced off of it in February 5th. We're above it again, but we did get below it for a brief moment after a very harsh rejection of 59 right here, which was quite exciting. That coincides with nothing, actually. Coincides with nothing. Notice how Bitcoin got a nice pump right here, but dominance really kind of like struggled to do anything. Kind of interesting. Are altcoins going to lead the next leg of the potential bull market? Question mark. Let's do a poll, actually. I got a couple of good polls for you guys tonight. You guys know we like a good poll on the chat, or on the stream, if you will. Let's see. Which asset hits a new all-time high next? We have NVIDIA. Why is Bitcoin not falling? Allegedly because of Jane Street. NVIDIA, Bitcoin, gold, silver, S&P 500. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the poll in the chat. Which asset hits a new all-time high next? We got NVIDIA, Bitcoin, gold and silver, or S&P 500. Gold and silver does not have to be both of them. It can be gold or silver. Precious metals, I guess I should have said. John said, they are just yes men. I'm your real friend who tells you how it is bad or good. Don't change it, though. It's not terrible or anything. Billy said, Jane Street sounds line Toronto. I agree. It does sound line Toronto. JJ, can you see if Jane Street is from Toronto? Let's actually take a look. Where is Jane Street based? New York City. No surprise. It is a global proprietary trading firm. I do believe that they handle BlackRock's ETF as well. So if we're getting into that territory, actually, I'll save it for the news segment, but it's going to get into my my insider trading market manipulation theory that I had for the Binance allegations as well. But we'll get into it later. Christoph said, why is Bitcoin not falling? I hate Solana. Just short it down every day. Solana's actually doing okay since the daily close. Let's get to ETH first, though. ETH up 0.08%. We got a big fat wick indicative of some selling pressure above this $2,000 level. We did reclaim 2K, which is very exciting. We're currently sitting at $2,059.37. If anything, I would not be surprised to see a retrace down to 2K, confirmation as support, and continuation to the upside. That would be ideal. Time will tell. We did enter overbought on the 4-hour time frame, so no surprise to see a pullback stalling right there. I do like the pump. There seems to be a theme here when we get to 1800 to recover rather quickly. And you can see just this amount of time, like it took us how long? How long did it take us? From peak to valley, it took us 16 days to achieve that downtrend right there. And then this uptrend took a day and a half. So that is a perfect example. Basically, the bull market is 1/16th. Obviously, there's only one data set, but example, the bull market is 1/16th of the overall time frame. Like the bear market can last 16 months, and the bull market can last just one. That's why you don't want to, in my opinion, why I don't want to, because I'm not a financial advisor, that's why I don't want to fully exit the market ever. Because even if I make a ton of money and I take profits, I still want a moon bag. Because tomorrow aliens can show up and their leader will be Satoshi Nakamoto. And he'll be like, I granted you guys this global sovereign wealth or whatever. And then Bitcoin can go to the moon. And we would never know. Because I don't have Satoshi Nakamoto alien schedule written down on my arm. We're getting so sidetracked. I'm so sorry. Anyways, ETH looks good. Let's see if it holds 2K, if it gets a retracement here. We were overbought. Like I said, we got a bullish cross over the moving average yesterday. Green dot on the momentum wave, point to the upside, still in play. We are not overbought on the momentum wave. We do have positive money flow as well, so that's exciting. We did climb out of oversold, though. We were incredibly oversold here. And we did point that out on a lot of these charts. We were incredibly oversold. And usually when that happens and it gets a little too spicy, even if we just get out of that oversold territory, we do usually get some upside. If it's not a lot, that's okay. Upside is upside. Solana is up 0.37% on the day. The cruise said, and just like that, everyone is bullish again. That is correct, my friend. Solana, in a channel, kind of like everything else. Let's actually make this a proper channel here. We talked about, yeah, see, it just looks like a, well, no, it's actually a broadening wedge, perhaps. I don't know. It's some kind of channel. Tom Salk's Goat said, let's see how high this dead cat goes. See, I would have assumed the dead cat would have happened sooner. I don't know what the hell this is. I really don't. I don't know if it's going to keep going up. I don't know if it's going to go down. I have no clue. But Solana's definitely on a channel. Let's see if we can get back above 90 and stay above 90. We've lost it. We're at 88.34 right now. We did get overbought for a hot second back there again. We're in the safe zone right now. We got a confirmed green dot on market cipher, positive money flow, and a green dot on the momentum wave, point to the upside. Again, we were oversold, climbed out of it. We're not overbought yet on the momentum wave, and money flow is positive, so that's good. Total 3 is down 0.09% on the day. Currently trading at 716 billion. Let's just call it 716 billion. I like this because we could technically call that a fake out if we do go up from here. And you guys know when it comes to crypto, I like my fake outs. Jane Street, it's manipulation. I know the Jane Street one's my favorite so far. Like we clearly got NVIDIA earnings today. So I don't know if it is Jane Street or if it is NVIDIA earnings. The conspiracy theorists were very vindicated, especially with the island guy files being released. All the conspiracy theorists were like, oh my God, I'm a genius. Mom, is my room available? I'm moving back in. You owe me. I was right. I'm on my way. He packs up this little, like, barbecue grill that he's got in the parking lot because he's living out of his car. And he moves back in with Mom. And she's like, I'm so sorry. We doubted you, honey. So now Jane Street is the next big thing. NVIDIA killed it in earnings. That is correct, Mr. Tom Sellerscope. Pickle Rick said, I'm longing it since last week. Kind of scared to look. Oh, you're longing NVIDIA? Okay, since last week, I don't know. Since last week is a good question. Let's go take a look really quick at gold. Is up 0.51%, very sideways lingering. This might be one of my first failed fractals. Although it did play out very nicely, I guess, I don't know. What do we call this? That is, compared to this, 60%. I don't know. I guess 60%. I feel a little icky taking 60, but I'll take it. And then silver is up 0.00% on the day, currently trading at 89.20. Let's see if this continues to the upside as well. What do we have here? There's kind of a descending channel. You could actually probably even make the argument for a triangle, a falling wedge. But we broke bullish out of it. after holding 77 very nicely. We're currently sitting at 89 right now, having trouble getting above and staying above 90. I guess I want to see silver above 100 bucks. There's so many tinfoil theories about silver, and it makes me excited because I like silver. Tishu said first failed fractals. Really? For gold specifically. Yes. Silver looks delicious. It looks amazing. There's a very clear overhead resistance around 90 bucks. And this is our second attempt right now. So let's see if we can get above that. Let's see. What's a little spooky is last time we were at 90, we were at 50 on the RSI. Now we're at 90, and we are almost overbought. So one of them was coming out of a dump. This one's coming out of a pump. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know. We do have a confirmed red dot on Market Cipher, which it's failed many a times, but the last time it actually was quite successful at predicting a pretty hefty top. So we don't want that again. But we'll see. Pickle Rick said, how is everyone doing? I like tinfoil hats. We do have tinfoil hat on the stream just in case. Sometimes Hillary Clinton likes to shut down my stream. But Van said, please help me with this. So if Jane Street never existed, the last bear run drops because of them would never have happened, and October 10th would not have happened. So why do people think we'll repeat? Okay, so Jane Street doesn't exist. Let's say Jane Street doesn't exist. Last bear market, in my opinion, was caused by FTX, which was not Jane Street, and that's it. FTX and the cycle, the self-fulfilling prophecy of the 4-year cycle, which at the time Ben Cowen insisted wasn't real. But we won't talk about that. Allegedly, Luna wouldn't have happened. So I disagree with that. Here's my problem with the Luna situation with Jane Street. Luna exists. They're doing really good. For whatever reason, they're like, let's print Luna, the native token, and peg it to the stablecoin. So our stablecoin will be like whatever percentage pegged to backed by US dollars, and then we'll just print Luna depending on the price to keep the rest of the $1 pegged at $1. And they're like, okay. So we start going into a bear market. Luna drops. They print more. Supply and demand. Luna drops. They print more. Luna drops. They print more. If all Jane Street did was sell, and that was their insider trading manipulation, purposely crashing Luna and depegging UST, then Do Kwon, in my opinion, should still be in prison. That stablecoin never should have existed, and I don't really give a shit who's responsible and who's not. If it was a thing that could happen by them literally just buying or selling, then, like, who's at fault? You know what I mean? Who's at fault? It's just weird. It's weird to me. Luna made things much worse. Yeah, definitely rugged the trust from the space for sure. But everyone's saying the same thing this time around about meme coins. And just like that, you know, the market rebounds. Like it's nothing. It's not, I don't think it has anything to do with anything other than liquidity. We went through total 3, and that's just my opinion. I'm not saying anybody else is wrong. That's just my thoughts. Okay, so why do people feel it will drop the same amount? What the F? So if none of these outside forces never existed, then we should never repeat 2008, 2009, and not 21, 22? I don't know. I think you meant to say 18, 19, I'm assuming, if you're talking about crypto specifically. 8 is down 0.7%. 0.47%. Currently trading at 29.57. Struggling to get above 30. Everyone's got their little zones right now that they're trying to tackle. So, we'll see. Looking like we're rejecting 30, which we've done 3 times now. 1, 2, this is number 3 right now. We want to break above that. So far, the last 2 have been overbought. Technically, there might be bearish div here. I think it's very faint, but I do think that it is there, so keep an eye on that. As of right now, we're just in a very flat channel. We got potential for ascending channel, but that would be bearish, so I'm not going to talk about that. Let's see if we can get above and stay above 30. Tom Selleck's Goat said, "Where's the money gonna come from?" That's my favorite. That's my favorite question, actually. SNEC is up 0.66% on the day. However, my doom and gloom fractal, I will say, is wrong, or so far has deviated tremendously, which I'm very excited for because this fractal had me a little spooked, a little scared. I was pooping my pants a little bit, crapping my bags. We have a beautiful wedge, and we talked about this breaking down. We got a bounce, we got a break, and guess what? Wick, buying pressure, that was our fake out to the downside. And this bad boy, like I pointed out 1,000 times before with a wedge in crypto, you get your first move, false move, and then explosive move in the opposite direction. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I don't know what you call it. Beautiful pattern, beautiful price action, beautiful pump. I'm excited. I like when my bags pump. And I've been a degenerate accumulator of SNEC, so I'm very excited. I do own a tremendously large amount of this token, as well as any and all products or affiliated items with SNEC, so be advised. Flight Fan said M2 is pumping and nobody wants to admit it. I know. You know what blows my mind is China has like twice as much money floating around in the United States, and everyone's like, China's economy is doing great. I'm like, well, then why don't we just double our money supply in the United States? Just double it. Flight Fan said, I hope AMC never tokenizes. Didn't they just did something really dumb? They were like, we're gonna show AI short films as a part of our previews, and I was like, wow, talk about shooting yourself in the foot. Like, AMC's already struggling, and then they go and announce that they're doing like a thing in favor of artificial intelligence. I don't know if you guys remember this, but during like the pandemic and shortly after, so you got the pandemic, you have a bunch of studios delaying everything that they've done. They get out of that, and then all of a sudden AI is popular. There was a writer's strike that lasted forever. It lasted so long. It was the longest strike I've ever witnessed in my entire life. And nothing got done in Hollywood because of this writer's strike. And the reason why the writer's strike occurred, a lot of actors participating as well, is because of artificial intelligence. They didn't want AI to take their jobs, and actors joined in. And a lot of actors don't want AI to take their jobs either. So it was a crazy thing. So for AMC as a theater to go, we're going to do AI stuff, we're working with AI, is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of in my entire life. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. Midnight, down 0.29 since the daily close, currently trading at 0.05957. Looking like it rejected around 60? Or 6 cents. We got a wick indicative of some selling pressure. This thing's been weirdly strong. What sucks, though, is with that strength, like this thing did okay from back here. Everything else today had like a move like this. Meanwhile, Midnight kind of already did that move over the course of like a week or a month. So it just went, ooh, it got a little, ooh, little exciting, little celebration, little 6% pump, big deal. Everything else is up double digits. TNT Media said so much selling short pressure for Bitcoin at 73 to 75K, like a lot, man. Only thing AMC has is 20% ownership with Mr. Sprott and that gold mine, which they bail on AMC, which they will bail on AMC. Used retail's money to buy gold mine for them. That's actually hilarious. Tom Salkscout said, man, writer strikes have destroyed some really good shows. Heroes was one of them. Such a great first season. Dude, not only the writer strike, the pandemic and the writer strike, me and my daughter watch movies and TV shows. That's like our thing. Like every day we sit down and we watch something. And there are so many shows that were so good, and they had like season 1, and then they got canceled because of the pandemic, or because of downsizing, or because of the writer strike. And it has just like ruined, like you said, so many good shows. It's crazy. One of my favorites that I really want to see picked up somehow is Daybreak. It has 1 season. It's on Netflix. It's like a teen zombie flick, and the storyline was so entertaining. Billy said, JJ, I think the writer's strike was also about Netflix and Hulu new no-name actors were getting jobs. That doesn't matter. The writer's strike was AI. I don't think that anybody cares about no-name actors getting jobs because they know that they'll still be typecast into stuff. They just don't want to be replaced by AI. I think no-name actors getting jobs is a good thing. Ooh, trying a new coffee creamer. They have a Harry Potter butterbeer coffee creamer. It's pretty tasty. Very sweet for my taste, but it is good. The show where he woke up to the same day again? No, Daybreak it's a zombie flick. It's a show though, and it was really good. All right, we talked about midnight. XRP is up 0.4% on the day, currently trading at $1.43, looking good. So with XRP, I guess the pump was not nearly as entertaining as other ones. Like it's up 8, 9, 10%. That's cool. ADA, obviously ADA's down really bad, but it's up 15. ETH is up 12, 13. Sol is up, well, I'm cheating a little bit. Hang on, right there. Sol is up 17. Bitcoin is up 8. And XRP is up like 8. That's kind of boring in my opinion. Like, if you're not outperforming Bitcoin, then what are you doing? ETH outperformed Bitcoin, for Christ's sake. So, let's get a move on XRP. I think the big hurdle here is going to be $1.50, nice big psychological level, and we've had trouble with $1.50 for a little while now. Let me put this here. 1.5. Let's see if we can get above that. We got rejection. We got rejection. And number 3 right here. Previous support-ish. I guess that previous support's 157. I'm kind of pushing it with that, but let's see if we can get above $1.50 and hold above it. We did not enter overbought, which is good. Ray back up. Did it go down? Let's go check out Ray. I'm actually quite proud of my fractal on Ray. Ray up 26.88% on the day. Ooh, my gosh. Okay, so I drew this ridiculous fractal. That pulse play I've been asking about Ray for quite some time. So we looked at it and I was like, this looks crazy. It looks like a liquidity thing. A lot of liquidity, no liquidity. A lot of liquidity, no liquidity. And it was getting bigger as time went on. I don't know if it's going to do that again. I really have no idea. So don't trade based on this information alone. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. But the idea that this thing bounced off of our trend line perfectly, which is pretty sick, and is now potentially following the crazy trajectory up to 26 cents from 3 cents is pretty sick. So it actually started below a penny, so it would be a pretty significant spike. Just saying, not financial advice. Looks good though. I'm excited. Up 28%. It is a micro cap as well, so keep that in mind. I wanted to do really quick just a callback to an event from yesterday when we were watching the State of the Union. I was riffing, you know, we were just going along, making jokes and stuff, having fun. Uncle Enrique is the highlight of that stream last night, and it's the funniest thing. I'm gonna probably clip this and post it on X, but I clipped it for the stream just to experience it again. The gleeful joy that this brought to my soul. We're gonna take a little intermission and watch it. It's less than 1 minute, so.
Since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership, and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison and released hundreds of political prisoners already.
More dark stories, for real.
With more to come. Alejandro, I'm pleased to inform you that not only has your uncle been released,
he's here today.
but he is here
Uncle
tonight. We brought him over to celebrate his freedom with you in
Let's
person.
go!
Enrique, please come down.
Fuck up! Uncle Enrique! Let's go! Yes! Uncle Enrique! Yes! That's freaking awesome. Were they just holding on to him? They're like, we cannot reunite you with your family yet. Got a couple more days until the State of the Union. Shut the hell up. Oh my gosh, that was freaking epic. Quite possibly one of the coolest moments on stream so far. That was amazing. If you weren't here for that, then I feel sorry for you, because that was freaking awesome. We are doing a 12-hour live stream on Saturday, so be there or be square. You don't want to miss out on these gains. All right, talked about XRP, HBAR. I'm just going to, for the rest of them, I'm just going to rattle off how far they're up since this Pico low. What if I said, is this live? Today is live, yes. Yesterday's thing was live, and it was really, really funny. Uncle Enrique, he's here today. He's here tonight. That was so epic. He said it with like the exact same mannerism as me too. It was crazy. I was like, when I was done with the stream, I went out in the living room. My daughter was like, what were you screaming about? And I showed her. I was like, Uncle Enrique, bro. Uncle Enrique. Oh man, that was so epic. Okay, I'm gonna measure from the Pico low, and obviously this is cheating a little bit, but let's call it like it is. You get support, a little bounce, support, a spike, a retrace, and then a bounce. You maybe want to buy during that retrace. That's going to be my justification for it. Hindsight is 20/20, and with that hindsight, HBAR is currently up 8.8%. Very nice. Yeah, make sure you guys smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. We're going to update the poll in a moment. SWE is up from the Pico low, 13.47%. Ondo is up from the Pico low, 12.95%. Ondo actually relatively decent structure here. You got support, resistance, break, a support test, confirmation to the upside ish. It's a little bit of a stretch, but we'll take it. Arrow, for some reason this thing started pumping a little bit earlier than everything else, up 26%. Stellar, Polkadot blew my mind today. Stellar up from the Pico low, 10.3%. Polkadot, whoa, oh my gosh. Polkadot from the Pico low up just a simple 36%. We've been talking about this a little bit just because of how bleak it seemed. So anyone that maybe bought some of this as like a YOLO gamble, probably up quite significantly. Absolute legends. Butterfly, how you doing, my friend? Happy Wednesday. 88 Metals Mania said I missed the location of the broadcast tonight. What do you mean the location? Oh, yes, I'm on my yacht. The market pumped. I'm in. This is my small yacht, my dinghy, if you will. I call it the SS Rowboat. We do have functioning lavatories, in case you were curious for any reason. We are also not in any distance from Iran at all. Like I said, this is my dinghy. This is my small yacht. International waters, so I can do whatever the hell I want. And I'm choosing to live stream and drink coffee with butterbeer creamer. Cheers. Happy Wednesday. Uncle Enrique. Delicious. Waterfly said 10 votes, only 5 likes. Who the assholes? But guys, smash the like button. Smash the like button. Smash the like button. Smash the like button. Also, if you guys are degenerate gamblers like I am and you want to play in betting markets, sign up with my Kalshi referral link in the description. Deposit and bet with $25 or more, and we will both receive $25 in non-withdrawable site credit. It's a lot of fun, but it is gambling, so treat it as such. Yesterday's Fear and Greed on CoinMarketCap was 11. Today is also 11. CoinGlass is a 10, and stock market is 46. Is that real? I think that these are up to date, aren't they? I'm pretty sure. Top 10. Ooh, what? Cardano has returned to the top 10. Ladies and gentlemen, stop the presses. Breaking news. Cardano has made it into the top 10 for the first time, probably in February. Maybe even the first time in 2026. I don't know. Cardano is back in the top 10. Very exciting. Let's get back to business. Oh, also, if you guys haven't already, subscribe. I appreciate you guys for being here. Again, Kalshi link in the description. Subscription right below my face somewhere. Right down there-ish. You guys know how to read. Let's see. That Pulse player said, when I hear the name Enrique, I think of Terminator 2 Judgment Day. 88 Metals Mania said, fine choice. Did that Zach XBT fella say who the insider trading was? He did not. It is tomorrow, actually. Waterfly said Cardano is gay. And Tom Seller Scout said arrest Charles. Zach XBT's investigation gets published tomorrow. I'm tinfoil hat right here. Full tinfoil hat. I think it's going to be Jane Street now. Obviously, that's recency bias influenced, but I do think it's going to be Jane Street. We went over Polkadot, Fartcoin. Do I measure Fartcoin? Is that kind of cheating? Let's do it anyways. Fartcoin from the Pico low up 20%. Very cool. Avalanche had a very lovely day. From the Pico low up 15-16%. Chainlink, lovely day as well. Up 12-13%. Doge up from the Pico low 10%, rejecting our purple trend line, which I think is a legacy trend line. So watch out, be careful, protect your butt. We did call for Doge to touch 10 cents forever ago because of this, actually. So I do feel a little bit vindicated with that, but I'm sad because it went so low, so I'm not going to celebrate. Monad from the Pico low up 14%. Pengu up 17%. Very nice. Gold doing a whole lot of nothing, but it looks good. Let's change up the poll really quick while you guys take a look at silver. Gold and silver actually doing okay right now. Get a nice green candle returning to the upside. Let's do the poll. New poll coming in as we speak. What shirt today? Today we have, let me do big cam. Hang on. I gotta scoot out my other very expensive yacht chair. Watch me break my computer while I'm streaming. Today, oh no, the green screen might mess it up. Today we have Minecraft. Let me start over. Today we have Minecraft. Call today Minecraft shirt for your autistic son or husband. Congratulations. Featuring Jack Black, Jason Momoa, and some other people. All right. Pickle Rick said, okay, brothers, have a good night. Later. Take it easy, Pickle Rick. Appreciate you. Happy Wednesday, my friend. I almost said Tuesday. We don't like Tuesday here. Okay. Back to business. The new poll. First, I asked you guys which asset hits all-time high next. You guys, 46% of you guys voted for NVIDIA. 27% said gold and silver. 18% said Bitcoin. And 9% said the S&P 500. We got 11 votes there. Let's do poll numero dos. With what we know today, who do you think Zach XBT investigation is about? Comes out tomorrow. We have Binance, some other centralized exchange. We have Jane Street. What do we say for Jane Street? Let's actually look that up first really quick. Jane Street. Let's just say BTC manipulate rumors. We have, okay, what were the other options? World Liberty, Finance, and we have Pump Fun or similar platforms. Start poll, Pump Fun, yeah, Pump Fun or similar platforms. So any token launcher. Let's do that. I like this one. This is a good one. This one's very in-depth. We thought about the questions. I asked you guys, please direct your attention, by the way, to the poll in the chat. With what we know today, who do we think Zach XBT's investigation is about? Comes out tomorrow. We got Binance or some other centralized exchange, Jane Street, Bitcoin manipulation rumors, World Liberty Finance. Okay, so here's the thing. And Pump Fun or similar platforms. Both World Liberty, along with Eric Trump, I think, and Jane Street have since Zach XBT announced this, have deleted some tweets. Jane Street, I believe, has actually cleared out all of their tweets. Every single tweet from Jane Street has been deleted. What if I said Trump Jr.? Really? Okay, let's see. Pickle Rick said, okay, brothers, have a good night. Philly said, JJ, how jacked is your computer setup? Do you use any M.2? I actually do not. I have a solid state hard drive, though. No M2. I think I have like either 16 or 32 gigs of RAM. You guys bullied me recently into getting RAM, and I did. And then almost a month after that, the prices exploded because of AI, so I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Gourmet said, what's up, fam? What's up, Gourmet Brands? Appreciate you for being here. Happy Wednesday. How you been, man? Long time. Cheers. 88 Metals Mania said, pump fund. Should we ask Grok? Waterfly said, should be put in jail. Should we ask Grok and consult Kalshi, maybe? Let's do grok.com. Who do you think Zach XBT's investigation that comes out tomorrow is about? Did it do Grok 4.0? Okay, I think it did it. Agent thinking, yep. Okay, and then while that's doing that, we looked at silver and gold. Tom Salkscott said, regardless of the RAM, his computer's still dog shit. Oh, no, it is. This is, I built the cheat. I forgot to answer that, I guess. Philly asked, JJ, how jacked is your computer set up? Do you use an AM2? No, and it's not. It is the cheapest computer I could build like a year and a half, 2 years ago. I think I spent a total of like $400 on like the computer tower and the internal hardware at the time. Maybe $500 if you count the GPU, which I did buy used on eBay. It's going to give like 3 or 4 options. It might. Okay. We got 5 votes in the poll so far. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the poll in the chat. You guys are thinking Binance? Really? Interesting. Okay. All right. Gold and silver looking good. I think ISM Manufacturers PMI is going to come in bullish on Monday. That does come out on Monday, by the way. This upcoming Monday, March 2nd, the next ISM PMI print comes out. We're currently sitting at 52.6, completely out of left field, spiked above 50. Nobody was expecting it. Very exciting. If this continues to be above 50, which also with the spike today, I'm wondering if we already know the number. But if this continues to print above 50 and even above 52.6, even better, we're probably going to get some expansion. Number go up, potentially. Outside of that, though, DXY. Back, where are we? Are we below or are we right there? Nope, it is testing, actually. So DXY did reject 98 again. We've got rejection. We broke below 98. And since then, we have rejected once, twice, 3, technically 4 now times. This one was crazy. Right here, this rejection, you got your rejection, and then you got a spike, test, fail, got slapped down, and is now testing the legacy trend line that goes back. It is a 15-year-old trend line. Goes back to April 2011. 97.53 right now, and it actually gapped down on the borrower, which is kind of crazy. I don't know what's going to happen to this, man. I think that we're printing a shit ton of money right now, too, so I would not be surprised if this did break down and continue to plummet. With this 98 resistance, I'm wondering if we do technically make a bear flag here, or a bear pennant, whatever it's supposed to be called, and then this thing just goes boop and continues to plummet. That would be very interesting. Tom Sellerscoat said it's going to give like 3 or 4 options. Gourmet Brand said ChatGPT said pump fun. Really? Waterfly said, should I upgrade to iPhone 17 now if memory just increasing in price? If memory just increasing in price? I don't know, actually. I don't know too much about iPhones. That's the one place when it comes to technology that I lack. I'm an Android guy. I like my stupid Google. iPhone 17. What one does my fiance have? She just got like the newest one. Should I call her? I'm going to call her really quick. She might actually have a good answer for you, Waterfly. We're going to get the fiance on the phone. Phoning a friend. Phoning more than a friend. Hello? No, she hasn't answered yet. Watch her not answer. Tom Scott said iPhone 18 gonna be foldable and like 2K, but it looks sick. That is actually kind of crazy. Okay. iPhone folds out to iPad. What if it folded down to an iPod as well? That'd be sick. Okay, so DXY, let's see if this breaks down. That would be, I think, exciting for assets. MicroStrategy, aka Big B Coffee, got a big pump today. back to the same level that it's rejected twice before. Technically 3 if you count that. But we're struggling with 135. Can we stay above it this time? Hopefully. RSI is actually a little more heated up than it was before. So I would not be surprised if we do reject here. It's interesting to see all these institutions loading up, though. I think Jane Street actually was buying a big chunk of strategy recently, which is a little bit sus. We got Vanguard and Charles Schwab. Vanguard just recently bought January 20th for the first time ever. Charles Schwab, I think, doubled their holdings somewhere in here. And Jane Street, I think, has been accumulating, which sussed everybody out. So, I don't know. NASDAQ, down 0.1%, currently trading at $25,245.20. So we kind of nailed this fractal. This was a concept. We'd watched this played out a bunch of times with Ethereum in the past. I don't remember why or when. It was a weird time, but if ETH kept doing the BART and then the inverse BART, and we watched it play out. I think it did it like this, and then it would go up, and then it would do it again. And we watched it play out like 3 or 4 times. I remember it being, because it's such an obscure pattern, I was like, this is weird. And then I watched this one do this and then start to kind of go sideways. I was like, what if this does the BART inverse BART thing? And it's kind of doing it. The inverse BART's just a little bit bigger than our regular BART. So, I don't know. Be interesting to see how closely it follows the idea. I think we would have to continue to the upside in order for this fractal to be really vindicated. But I mean, it looks pretty good so far. Let's see what tomorrow brings. 25,240 looking good. RSI not quite overbought. S&P up 0.81% on the day. Big spike to the upside, currently sitting at 6946.12. We are just how far away? We are less than 1% away from all-time highs. Or I guess less than 1% down from all-time highs. Technically, we'd have to go up. Oh yeah, less than 1%. Very nice. So we are less than 1% away from all-time highs for the S&P 500. Are we going to break 7K within the next 3 months? I think that's entirely possible. I really do. Look at how consolidated the RSI is as well. Like, it's pretty much the same price right here. This thing went from big swings to like really, really small, consolidated, locked in. Like, that thing got squeezed. So, be cool to see if it pops to the upside. That is what AskFractal 3.0 is calling for. After this, you know, it's great too. Like, obviously, we missed the mark a little bit right here. We got a little bit of a decoupling. But the rest of it, almost perfectly spot on. Look at this thing. So, if we spike here and recouple, that would be crazy. It's just, it's weird to see liquidity move almost the exact same way to the point where you can basically copy any fractal and it almost be perfect. Tom Sellerscout said, otherwise, I'd get the 17. It's a solid phone upgrade from the 15 a few months ago. Waterfly said, how long till that releases, Tom? I have an XR. Oh, okay, so you got an old one. There's probably going to be a fairly decent learning curve. I would assume. It's an iPhone, though, so who knows? I guess it depends on what operating system you're at as well, and if they stopped supporting that hardware too long ago. Billy said, Gourmet Doodles and Tom Selleck's Doodle. JJ, take a pic of the inside of your tower, put it in the Discord. Oh, I actually have a video of it on the channel. I made a short of it, Billy. I'll put it in the Discord. All right, guys. Let's see. Bitcoin up 0.56, currently sitting at 68,390 and 1 penny. Looking good. Very exciting stuff. All right, let's see if I can find this PC build video really quick for Philly. Because, yeah, I hijacked my daughter's PC to start streaming. And then I built my own. Yeah, I think this is it right here. I think. Oh, Jesus. Let's see. This might be it. Maybe. Is there no volume on this? Let me just mute the whole damn tab. Okay, ready? I think this is it. Is that all it is the peel? Is that all it is? Okay, my bad. I fumbled that one. That was my bad. Hang on. Okay, here it is. I got it. Here we go. Bam. Nothing crazy. Just I got the cheapest case on Amazon. I can send you my specs actually if you want to build your own Philly. Everything was brand new, but the GPU I bought used off of eBay. But eBay's very pro customer, so I didn't really feel like I was taking any risk there. Okay, let's continue. Tom Sellerscout said, think it's normally September that they do iPhone release. News segment. I think we're good for news segment. Let's get to really quick. We got Zach XBT's exact teaser. Major investigation dropping February 26, one of crypto's most profitable businesses where multiple employees abused internal data to insider trade over a prolonged period of time. No name dropped, but he's confirmed it went. He's since confirmed it went viral. Info probably leaked from interviews, and he's hoping it doesn't underwhelm. Polymarket, the best crowd wisdom signal here, has seen 3 to 11 million, which crypto, blah, blah, blah. What have they said? Meteora has consistently led at 30 to 45%, sometimes higher, ahead of Axiom, 18%, other. Pump Fund, MXC, Hyperliquid, WLFI, etc. That's not random. The market is pricing in a strong favorite. Meteora fits the description perfectly. One of the most profitable businesses in crypto right now. Huge fee revenue from Solana meme coin media, DLMM pools, launches, incentives, etc. Employees would have access to non-public alpha, upcoming pool creations, liquidity additions, airdrop mechanics, partner deals, big incentives, etc. Easy to front run on chain. Market reaction already priced in. MET token hit all-time lows right after the teaser. Other rumored tokens, hype pump, etc. also dumped, but MET moved hardest. Meteor's team already posted a defensive thread acknowledging the rumors, saying they did an an internal review and are clean under current leadership. Classic preemptive move when you know you're the top target. That's crazy. We'll know for sure in 24 hours. Other possibilities. Pump Fund doesn't make sense to me, because what insider information are you going to have? Maybe somebody calls and they're like, hey, I'm going to make a token. Like, I guess that's seems pretty weird though. The whole idea is so that you can launch it without having to like contact a person at a company. All right, let's get into the news segment. The Happy Hawaiian. I followed this guy so long ago, like pandemic, I think. And it was a long time ago. And he's a big silver guy. He just recently started posting again, or he just recently started showing up on my feed again. But he posted, my current best estimate is we put in a multi-year top on silver around $230 in the first half of this year. Platinum gets rejected at its all-time resistance, $38.50. Gold tops around $8K. Then we come back to life in 2028 after 2 years in the wilderness. So with that being said, because 230 seems crazy to me, we got 7 votes on the current poll. I'm going to end it. We're tied actually, 29% at Binance and 29% at Jane Street, followed by, oh no, I'm sorry, we got 3 of them. Damn, I shouldn't have ended it then. Whoops. I asked you guys, with what we know today, who do you think Zach XBT's investigation is about? Comes out tomorrow. 29% said Binance or some other centralized exchange. 29% said Jane Street with the Bitcoin manipulation rumors. And 29% said Pump Fund or similar platforms. That actually seems to be the right one if it's Meteora. 13% said World Liberty Finance. We got 7 votes there. I think it would be pretty ballsy to go after World Liberty. I don't care who you are. Especially somebody as prominent as Zach XBT. All right. How high do you think silver goes before multi-year retrace cool off? We're gonna go, what's the current all-time high? 130. We're gonna go 150 or less. No, not or less. We're gonna go 200, and we're going to go 300 or more. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the poll in the chat. How high do you think silver is going to go for multi-year retrace cool-off situation? Let me know what you think. Also, don't forget to smash the like button. Appreciate you guys for being here. Metalsmania said, I think it will be a prediction market. Prediction markets make sense as well. All right. Watcher Guru posted just in, Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin sold 4,325 ETH worth $8 million over the past 3 days. Bro sold the bottom. Okay. I'm not saying that that was the bottom. I don't know if that was the bottom. If it was, then I'm almost like 100% confident, almost, that I feel, or that I remember Vitalik selling the bottom of the previous bear market. I could be wrong, but I vividly remember him doing that. I don't know if he's doing it on purpose. I have no idea what's going on. It's the weirdest thing to me. And maybe he sells all the time and people are just acknowledging it now. I actually would like to see that. I would like to see if that's true. Bitcoin, 68,360 and 48 cents. President Trump says everyone's portfolios are gaining. Everybody is up, way up. I think that the Jane Street manipulation of the upside was a day later than they had initially planned. President Trump says tariffs will replace income tax. Bitcoin reclaimed 67. It's currently at 68,349 right now. ETH reclaimed 2K, also at $2,056. Very cool. China warns it will retaliate if the U.S. imposes new tariffs. So I guess that's where Trump should probably come out and be like, hey, we're going to blanket tariffs except for the places where we've made deals. Like, we're going to keep our deal intact. We got $68,000 Bitcoin, 68,358. That seems to be the price where it's stabilizing. Bank of America predicts gold will reach 6K within the next 12 months. That's pretty crazy. Top AI companies to sign deal to build their own electricity supply for data centers. We got xAI, Meta, Oracle, Google, OpenAI, Amazon, and Microsoft. Bitcoin reclaims 69,000. Very nice. 250 million worth of crypto shorts liquidated in the past 4 hours. That was 6 hours ago. Ethereum unveils new straw map roadmap, adding private ETH transactions, quantum proof security, and massive L2 scaling. So Vitalik made ETH very much like Cardano. Like, in every way, shape, or form. Every single upgrade for the past 3 or 4 years has been basically making it exactly like Cardano. And now Charles just went and did Midnight, which is a privacy token. And suddenly Vitalik is like, we're doing privacy. So, I don't know. I thought that was really funny. NVIDIA reports $68 billion in revenue for Q4 2025, higher than expectations. Let's freaking go. Philly said, God damn, that tower and all those fans. Jesus, that is jacked. Not really. The fans came with the tower. The tower is like $50. NVIDIA surges following record-breaking $68.1 billion quarterly revenue report. $170 billion added to the crypto market cap today. Let's freaking go. Marty Party posts that CME Group has halted trading on the Globex platform specifically for metals, gold, silver, copper, platinum, and natural gas futures and options contracts due to unspecified technical issues. Key details from real-time reports. The halt affects only these specific segments, metals and natural gas futures / options on Globex NYMEX. Other CME markets, equities, interest rates, crude oil, agriculture do not appear impacted based on current updates. I'm wondering, well, it would be crazy. What if this was because of some like AI bot hacking thing? Hi, babe. Yes. What iPhone do you have? $17? Okay. Waterfly has an iPhone XR, and he's asking if he should upgrade to the iPhone 17. This is a yes or no. Okay. That's what I thought. Okay, I will inform. Thank you. All right, love you. Bye. Okay. Not financial advice, but it is recommended to upgrade, as the upgrade that my fiance made was from iPhone XR to the iPhone 15 Plus or whatever. So if you have an XR, she recommends upgrading because the XR sucks. Okay. Let's see. We shall continue. So far, we got 3 votes on the poll, guys. Direct your attention to the poll in the chat, and also don't forget to smash the like button. Let's see. Stablecoin mint 4 minutes ago. This was 6 hours ago. 250 million USDC issued on Solana. Rolling 30 days now. 9.51 billion. That's pretty crazy. Marty Party. NVIDIA Q4 revenue 68.1 billion. Estimated 65.9 billion. NVIDIA sees 1 quarter revenue 76.44 billion to 79.56 billion. Estimated. Oh, that's quarter 1. 72.78 billion. NVIDIA guide doesn't assume any China data center compute revenue. NVIDIA sees supply constraints for gaming in Q1 and beyond. NVIDIA hyperscalers were just over 50% of Q4 data center revenue. Hell yeah. Jane Street deleted all of their X posts. Let's actually go check. Jane Street, 13,000 followers, have 0 X posts. That's pretty crazy. They're also not following anybody. It's just weird. Jane Street is a global trading firm and liquidity provider with a unique focus on technology and collaborative problem solving. It seems odd to delete your entire Twitter if you're not guilty. That seems incredibly odd to me. Kobayashi letter. Cracks in the U.S. private credit industry are widening. The U.S. Business Development Companies Index is down to 424 points, the lowest since 2022 bear market low. The index tracks publicly traded firms and lend to small, mid-sized, and distressed U.S. businesses, offering retail investors access to private credit markets. The index has declined 150 points, or minus 25% over the last year. This comes as Blue Owl Capital permanently halted investor redemptions and its retail private credit fund, OBDC2, on Wednesday. Shares of Blue Owl dropped 10% on Thursday and triggered a broad sell-off across private credit stocks. Blue Owl shares have plummeted almost 60% over the last 13 months, even as the firm's revenue continued to grow during the same period. The sell-off spread across the sector, with Ares, Apollo, KKR, Blackstone, and TPG all down 15 to 40% year to date. Wow. Private credit market is on edge. Number go down. Next, we got foreign investors are piling into Japanese government bonds at a record pace. Open interest in Japanese 20-year government bond futures surged to a record 44,093 contracts last week. By comparison, in July 2025, open interest was non-existent when the Japan Exchange Group tried to revive liquidity after 3 years without a single trade. This comes as cumulative net purchases by foreign investors rose to 3,615 contracts in the first week of February, 22 times above domestic participation. At the same time, overseas investors bought around 14,000 contracts of 10-year JGB futures in the first 2 weeks of the month, one of the largest streaks on record. Foreign appetite for Japanese bonds is surging. President Trump says the U.S. received 80 million barrels of Venezuelan crude oil. We watched that live yesterday. It was pretty fun. Global broad money supply surged 13.6 trillion year over year, or 10.4% in December 2025, to a record 144 trillion. This marks the 3rd consecutive monthly acceleration in growth. There's your money. Whoever, I think it was Tom Selleck-Cody, said, "Where's the money going to come from?" There you go. They're just going to, I guess, fabricate it, which is what we've done since the dawn of time. Since 2000, global money supply has risen 118 trillion, a 7% compounded annual growth rate over 25 years. Since the 2020 pandemic alone, money supply has surged 44 trillion, or 44%. Wow, that's crazy. The fastest increase over this period was recorded in February 2021 at 18.7%. Global money creation has never moved this fast outside of a crisis. Dang, apparently we don't care. It actually looks like it's moving at the same rate. I guess you can see it's getting more volatile right here. The decreases are kind of impressive to me. Since when do we decrease global money supply? Foreign investors are buying more U.S. stocks than ever. Non-U.S. investors bought a record $1.55 trillion in U.S. financial assets in 2025, according to the Treasury Department. This marks a 31% increase from $1.18 trillion in 2024. Net equity purchases totaled $720 billion, while $409 billion flowed into Treasury notes and bonds. Europe led with $873 billion in net inflows, followed by the Cayman Islands at $277 billion. Canada at $84 billion, and Japan at $56 billion. On the other hand, China sold $209 billion, with its treasury holdings ending 2025 at $684 billion, the lowest since 2008. U.S. assets recorded net inflows in every month of 2025 except April. Everyone wants U.S. assets. That's crazy. China is ramping up purchasing of Russian oil as India steps back. Chinese imports of Russian oil surged 50% over the last 2 months to 2.09 million barrels per day for the first 18 days of February. That's pretty crazy. They're basically replacing India. Maybe that's why their money supply is so out of control, so they can keep buying Russian oil. Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft, xAI, Oracle, and OpenAI are set to sign an agreement with the Trump administration to generate their own electricity supply for AI data centers, per Fox News. This includes meeting with President Trump in March to sign the pledge. Companies will build, bring, or buy their own power supply for new AI data centers. Companies will agree to protect Americans from price hikes. Trump is shifting attention to surging electricity costs. Good. Wall Street is moving deeper into crypto. Last week, Apollo struck a deal to support on-chain lending markets for the first time in history. The deal allows Apollo to acquire up to 90 million Morpho tokens over 48 months. Just days before that, BlackRock announced it is purchasing Uni tokens alongside its integration of its tokenized build fund onto Uniswap, where it will be traded by institutions. That's actually crazy thinking about institutions using Uniswap. On February 2nd, Jupiter, the world's leading on-chain platform, struck a deal for $35 million investment from Parify Capital, investing directly in the platform's Jupe token. On-chain institutional investment activity is heating up. That is what we need, guys. Like, it's really cool that Chainlink is like, oh, we partnered with this big firm and we did all this crazy big firm partnership stuff. But if the big firm doesn't buy any Chainlink, then that doesn't really matter, like, at all. So it's kind of silly. Breaking, NVIDIA stock surges above $200 a share after reporting record quarterly revenue of $68.1 billion. Philly said, I have an iPhone 8 just so I can get Apple CarPlay on my Camry because it's too dumb to have Android Auto. That's hilarious, actually. I remember, what was it called? It was like a Microsoft thing specifically. Was it Microsoft Connect or something like that? I don't remember. It was in my stupid 2012 focus, but it was like blew my mind because you could just talk to it. I had my iPad plugged in via USB, and I could click the button and just tell it play artist blah blah blah, or just play song blah blah blah, and it would find that in my iTunes library. It literally blew my mind. I've not seen anything that cool since then, actually. It's pretty sick. Okay. NVIDIA stocks extends gains to 4% after posting a record quarter, adding $190 billion in market cap. Earnings results include record quarterly revenue of $68.1 billion, Q1 2026 revenue guidance of $79.6 billion, data center revenue up 1,200% since ChatGPT, gross margin of 75%, free cash flow of $34.9 billion, up nearly $20 billion year over year. Absolutely massive quarter by NVIDIA. Huge. According to Trueflation, U.S. inflation today and the tariff effect according to real-time price data, U.S. CPI 0.94, goods inflation 1.14, service inflation 0.84. Data suggests that goods prices began rising shortly after the tariff announcement in April 2025 and continued to increase gradually before easing from December 2025 onward. The diminishing difference between goods and services inflation suggests the effect of 2025 tariffs has now been completely priced in. We estimate that the pass-through effect on goods prices contributed to the cumulative 0.8% increase in Trueflation CPI by November 2025. In the absence of tariffs on November CPI, would have been closer to 1.5%. If anything, 2025 tariffs may have temporarily deferred deflation. The overall tariff-related inflation in our price data was relatively modest compared to the announced tariff rates, indicating limited pass-through to consumers, with the bulk of the burden absorbed by foreign producers and importers. There you go. That's pretty sick, actually. Bitcoin Depot tightens compliance, mandating ID checks at its crypto ATMs. Be careful with these. I know the spread on them is atrocious. If you're going to buy Bitcoin, I would just recommend Coinbase. Or go to your bank, ask them. Ask them if you can buy it from your bank. Not financial advice. It's just, you're going to get ripped off if you go to this stupid ATM. Latest, South Korea's ruling party proposes bill that would force crypto influencers to disclose holdings and paid promotions when promoting tokens. I assumed that that was already in place for most, so it's surprising to see them talk about putting it in place. History. On this day 12 years ago, Mt. Gox collapsed after losing 850,000 Bitcoin, marking one of crypto's darkest moments. That's actually crazy. Fact, Bitcoin has been declared dead 467 times. $100 invested each death would be worth $68,217,874. That's pretty crazy. Update, smarter web company secures a $30 million credit line from Coinbase to expand its Bitcoin holdings. That's pretty cool. Circle reported, this is like asking your parents for money. You're like, can I borrow $10? Circle reported strong 2025 growth, with USDC supply reaching 75.3 billion, 11.9 trillion in on-chain volume, and 770 million in revenue and reserves income. Very cool. Bank of America says gold could surpass 6K per ounce within 12 months, citing uncertainty around Fed leadership. Yeah, Warsh is going to be crazy, actually. We keep talking about all this other stuff that's going on. They definitely took our attention away from the Warsh thing. I don't know what's going to happen with that. It's already pretty weird as it is. We got 10 people in here, guys. Don't forget to smash the like button. Go vote in the poll in the chat right now. How high do you think silver is going to go before a multi-year retrace / cool off? Currently got 5 votes. Bitcoin chilling up 0.42% at 68,274, 286. Tether has taken a strategic stake in creator platform WAP, which will integrate Tether's wallet development kit to enable creator payouts in USDT and USAT. That's actually pretty cool. I will say, if I could get my YouTube money via a stablecoin, which I think you can. I don't know how to set that up, though. I thought that they set that up recently. I would do that in a heartbeat. I don't know if they fully integrated it yet. Mr. Roberts said the quarterly sales from NVIDIA are crazy to comprehend. Just wild stuff. Oh, yeah, big money. Big money for sure. Goldman Sachs says AI disruption risks in stocks can be measured by labor exposure and barriers to entry, with labor-intensive sectors already seeing sell-offs. That's crazy. I think it's overblown, I really do. Huge. Amazon, Google, Meta, we already read this, reportedly set to sign an agreement to build their own electricity company for AI data centers. That's pretty cool. I don't want my electricity bill to go up. Travala has launched global car rentals with Car Trawler, allowing bookings in 150 plus countries using Bitcoin, ETH, Tether, Circle, Solana, or Fiat. Very cool. Big tokenized U.S. treasuries have surpassed $10 billion in total value locked, highlighting rapid growth in on-chain financial infrastructure. What's that big chunk missing right there? That's crazy. August 2025. Damn. Insight, Ethereum open interest has surged by 929 million, 9.4% in the past few hours, according to Crypto Quaint analyst. Very cool. A hacker reportedly used Anthropic's Claude AI to identify vulnerabilities and steal about 150 gigabytes. That's actually not that much, of sensitive Mexican government data, including tax and voter records. Dang. Now, I guess I will say, if that's like Word documents, then sure, that's a lot, for sure. But 150 gigs is kind of nothing. all that work, all that hacking for just 150 gigs. Google searches for buy Bitcoin have surged to their highest level in 5 years. Hell yeah. Ethereum officially targets native privacy and quantum security. The newly revealed straw map roadmap outlines the next evolution of the network, pushing the capabilities of the blockchain into brand new territory. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'll read this one, though. Just in, NVIDIA posts $68.1 billion in revenue as stock surges 4%. NVIDIA just delivered another record quarter, instantly adding $190 billion to its market cap. The sheer scale of NVIDIA's growth continues to redefine market expectations. The company not only printed $68.1 billion in quarterly revenue, but they also issued Q1 2026 guidance of $79.6 billion. The internal metrics highlights fundamental market dominance. Data center revenue is up approximately 1,200% since the ChatGPT launch. Gross margins continue to hold remarkably strong at 75%. Free cash flow reached $34.9 billion, up nearly $20 billion from the previous year. The global transition to accelerated computing shows absolutely zero signs of slowing down. Let's freaking go. Remember when everyone thought cloud computing was going to like disrupt the entire hardware industry? That was kind of funny. Bitcoin macro conditions are changing. We have entered the accumulation territory, purple candles. Over the next 3 to 6 months, there will be some more good opportunities to buy after crypto Twitter declared Bitcoin/crypto dead yesterday and celebrates the green candle today. You should stay calm. Today is not the time to buy. Discipline will be key, and those who are able to stick to these simple rules will be greatly rewarded. Not financial advice. It's from Stock Money Lizards. We got a lovely little chart here. First accumulation zone candle back in 2019. First accumulation zone candle back in 2022, I think. First accumulation zone candle in 2026. Let's see where we end up. We got Adam Livingston posting. I'm not going to play the video if you guys are interested. It's 19 and a half minutes from Adam Livingston. Go check him out. Got 75,000 followers on X. Is Jane Street manipulating Bitcoin? Bear market canceled. A fresh 2026 lawsuit over the 2022 Terra collapse, complete with a wholesome little group chat literally named Bryce's Secret, collides head-on with months of those soul-crushing 10 a.m. ritual executions that turned levered longs into emotional roadkill every single morning like clockwork. This was definitely written by AI. Bitcoin rips overnight, shorts get vaporized. Basically, they were ordered to cease operations. And what do you know? We got no 10 a.m. dip today. We actually had a 10 a.m. rip, if you will. Maybe it wasn't 10 a.m., but still. I'm going to talk about it like it was. We got another tokenizer posted. Over the past few years, Jane Street has, this is alleged, I don't know if this is true, so I don't take this at face value. For me, I'm pretty sure it's been confirmed by a lot of people, but I'm just going to read it. I don't want to get sued. Caused billions of dollars in liquidations, indirectly responsible for killing multiple firms, supposedly shorting Bitcoin every day at 10 a.m., managing BlackRock's IBIT Bitcoin ETF. It goes to show you how dark and twisted the players at the top of this industry really are. I've said it all along, but they're not going to make it easy to make it. By now, the general consensus in enterprise DLT is real-world adoption is a matter of time, which means adoption is well on its way. But it's not just going to be a straight-up curve, and we're now seeing exactly that. Institutions intentionally pushing prices down, likely to get in lower themselves before the market really matures to full scale. I will say, everyone was saying that, like last bull market, and this bull market, when it's probably happening, from the evidence here, it seems to be like it's happening. No one's talking about it at all. No one is talking about how, like, oh, well, maybe institutions are actually pushing the price down so they can get in lower. But that seems to be what's actually happening, which is crazy. To me, this is a clear sign of what's to come. Why else would they work to suppress price so hard? There's clearly something bigger brewing with crypto that's making them want to push it lower. So, in my opinion, with this happening and our already down bad prices, it does seem like there is a call to action, like a return to the cypherpunk nature of crypto, which excites me a little bit because that is when we had a good price action and just fun. Crypto was fun when it was going against the grain. Now it's like everyone's cooperating and listing and tokenizing and all this crazy crypto stuff, and we get nothing, you know. We just get to watch. It's weird. It's weird. Next, altcoins ready to bounce here. Litecoin Doge alts. We've got total 3, which I have not actually noticed this, but I'm kind of excited to see if this is a clear situation. What do we got? Oh yeah, okay. We go to a higher time frame. Is it the weekly? Maybe. Hang on. I know the chart's messy. I apologize for that, but let's get us. Ooh, I actually kind of like that. Let's make this bad boy nice and thick. And let's make it easy to see. I do like that. Gosh, this is so messy. Do we need all this crap? None of this even looks relevant, to be honest. Let's do a little bit of cleaning right here. I'm going to get rid of this dotted line. I'm going to get rid of this fractal. Get rid of this fractal. Let's get rid of all these fractals. May 10th, beginning of bull market. Strictly based off total 3 fractal. Are we on total 3? Okay, hang on. Is that it? Okay, let's leave that there. Let's leave that one there. We'll get rid of some lines. I'm going to get rid of blue. I'm going to get rid of this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Yeah, this seems so much better. Why do we need any of these? I don't remember any of these being... That's my bearish guess right there. I'm going to leave that up there. We'll leave the pink line. We'll get rid of that head and shoulder guess. That looks so much better. Look at how much better it looks already. Okay. There's still a lot. I feel like there's so much already. I'm going to get rid of these. Hold on. That looks good, but I'm going to get rid of it. God, why do you guys let me put so much stuff on a chart? This is freaking crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay. That was incredibly concerning. Okay, I like that. I like it a lot, actually. Oh, I guess I don't like it as much as I thought I did. That's kind of a bummer. Let's pull this down, maybe? Candle body? Okay, I'm gonna stick with that. I like to do the candle bodies. I don't like to do the wicks. The wicks don't make sense to me. And you're not supposed to use wicks for like half the patterns, so. Okay. 88 Metals Mania said Jane Street holds a lot of MicroStrategy. No, yeah, I believe that they just started buying a bunch. Jane Street has significantly increased its holdings in iShares Silver ETF during the fourth quarter, acquiring a record 20.6 million shares, according to Blockbeats. This acquisition makes Jane Street the largest holder of the ETF. After the new... Okay, Tom Selleck-Scote said JJ draws lines and goldfish brains why they are there. Just delete them all and start over. That's what I think we're going to do. I'm not going to delete them all, but we're going to clear a lot of charts, especially like Bitcoin. We got... like some of the stuff is cool to have, like people's guesses and stuff on one of the 2 charts. We don't need everything on every chart. That's too much. That's just too much, man. Gosh, why did you guys let me zoom out and look at this? Mr. Roberts said, JJ, after the news, can you give me your take on ooh? I think it may be done. It's cup and handle. If we skirt the regular market dip in March, April, it may be a runner. 88 said, Zero Hedge has cautioned investors about potential financial engineering and market manipulation behind the surge in silver prices. Yeah, I do like the current trend, but for sure. I think silver's been manipulated for so long, I think people just fully expect it at this point. Okay, so total 3, we went through that exciting. Yeah, see, he even shows the wicks going below that. I'm not a fan of the wicks going below, but sloppy fractal. Crypto Seth said, altcoins, Bitcoin bounced on the HTF higher time frame support after a 5-year downtrend. A trend reversal here is the only thing that can keep crypto alive. If this chart loses the support, then crypto is doom. Only Bitcoin might survive. What do you think about this? I don't hate the argument, but I've consulted the artificial intelligences, and they've taught some sense into me. Altcoins are dead is a frequent topic that comes up every single bear market, and they still come back. So you got to buy the stuff that has value. If there really truly is a liquidity crisis, then people are not going to ape their what little liquidity they have into just random fart coin. They're going to buy like utility coin, you know, something that has like use case and revenue. So I guess the bar has moved up for sure. 88 said, I also seen MicroStrategy is the most shorted stock now. I saw that for sure, which led me to think that it was probably gonna pop soon. Parabolic. Let's do the ooh thing for Mr. Roberts first. I want to do ooh, and then I want to look at Bitmine. Ooh. Energy Fuels Inc. Cup and handle, technically not played out if this is what we're talking about. You're looking for a break above 2307. That was the resistance that we were looking at based on the attempts back here that I was struggling with. And I guess you got right there too. Yeah. Oh, maybe you were talking about this big boy? No, that's not. That's impossible. So yeah, if you're looking for a cup and handle, I think that this is also an option where people do this, and then there's some kind of something here that can also technically be a cup and handle. I think. Don't quote me on that one. But I feel like I've seen people do that one before too. You got your clear support at 20, yeah, 22, 23 is your resistance right now. You're trying to break above that, chipping away at it. It's kind of doing the same thing that we observed, I think, on silver earlier, where your RSI is actually higher this time around, even though you're at the same price. So, I don't know, it might have trouble chipping away at this. On the 1 day, yeah. Yep. Yeah, see if you can get above 23, because that's clearly resistance. Strictly based on the daily, you got 1-2 points of confluence rejecting that $23 level. JJ only uses the 4 hour. I mean, 4 hours just catch all. 3 4-hour candles is 1 12-hour candle. 6 is 24-hour candle. Blight Fan said, I didn't know silver halted for over an hour at 91, then resumed at 88. People screaming manipulation. Oh yeah, I think that's CME. CME had some funk going on. Depends on what it's the same thing as exchanges. Same exact concept. Do you guys remember during the bull market, the 2021 bull market, Bitcoin was at like 50, 60K. And then on Binance US, somebody smashed market sell and there were no buy orders until $8,000. So on Binance US, the price of Bitcoin wicked all the way down to 8K. So somebody purchased Bitcoin for $8,000 when it was at like 50, 60,000. And it should still be on the chart. The Bitcoin, I don't remember if it was USD or USDT or USDC chart on the Binance US exchange. I remember when that happened. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, what happened? That's what happens when you don't have AMM on your centralized exchange. But yeah, see if this plays out. Daily, I don't hate it on the daily either. Yeah, there's something here for sure. I gotta go lower time frame. I can't. I like seeing all my candles. On the 4 hour. Even if it's not a wedge, you could still make this argument. You got in resistance, and then you broke above it, you hit it as support. Continuing, it's very, it's wishy-washy, it's a little sloppy, but it's there. Try and get above 23. Bitcoin struggling right here, struggling to break 70K. RSI is chilling, green dot, positive money flow. Can we get above $70,000? What is this weekend? Yep, Saturday, Sunday. Look at Saturday, Sunday liquidity. Let's see if we get the same thing again. Now that Jane Street has halted their manipulation. That would be crazy if that was actually what happened, and now we can go on to like super cycle bull market. What if we learn? What if we learn that Ben Cowan works for Jane Street? Did you guys know that Sam Bankman-Fried got his start in with Jane Street? I bet you guys didn't know that. It's a little sus. Maybe they did the classic hey, I'm an exchange. You guys deposit all your Bitcoin with me. And then everyone's like, oh, sweet. Here's 5% of the Bitcoin supply. And I'm like, okay. I turn around. I sell it for cash. Now I have, let's call it $20 billion. I have $20 billion. But because I just sold and dumped the shit out of the price, Bitcoin's only worth all of that Bitcoin would only be worth $10 billion. I can just go back and trickle buy, like very slowly buy it all back and give you guys back your Bitcoin. And I got $5 billion to go do whatever the hell I want with. That's what Jane Street's doing. Allegedly, not financial advice. Everyone knows that, JJ. Okay. Parabolic posted altcoin targets after 2 years of reaccumulation. The expansion phase is next. Target 1, 492 billion, all-time high reclaim. Target 2, 1.05 trillion, 2.618 fib. Target 3, 1.6 trillion, 4236 fib. RSI is currently at 42. Same setup as 2019 before altcoins went 100x. Others is still 60% below 2021 highs. RSI fully reset. Price coiled for 2 years. Most don't understand that the pain of the last years was necessary. It always is. Accumulation doesn't feel good. That's the whole point. The only variable left is time. The expansion phase is coming. Not if, just when. Could already be 2026. Could be early 2027. I don't care. The market decides the timing. Be prepared for the inevitable. When others reclaims the all-time high, the real alt season begins. Not just fake pumps. The real one. The kind that changes portfolios forever. Patience will be rewarded. Parabolic. I gotta start posting craziness from this. Oh, 88 Metals said the SBF thing I was referring to. Oh, I didn't know that. How come nobody told me? I've been really busy on my yacht today. My dinghy. That's quite delicious. Hopefully I don't develop a sweet tooth. But Ban said it's very interesting that Trump made a big scene when talking insider trading. Then today happens he might have opened the floodgate. Ooh, that's true actually. He did make a big scene. And it actually was really weird that the Democrats stood up. You're sounding like Trump did last night. Great storytelling. Thank you very much. This woman, this girl, brutally stabbed 23 times in the torso, left dead, mangled corpse in the bathtub with her own blood surrounding her. Her mother's here today. What a crazy State of the Union. That was insane. Like, all these people died or they have PTSD from this crazy event that I'm going to go in very excruciating detail about. They're here with us today. His stab at Pelosi last night was funny AF. That was so good, dude. She was like stroking out in the back or something, dude. They show Pelosi and she was like fucked up, dude. That lady's melting. She has so much money that she's she's ascending. She's becoming a celestial being because of how much money she's insider traded. JJ, okay, Mr. Roberts said, JJ, did you see the bet trade that H. Lutnick made on tariffs? I did, actually. Cantor Fitzgerald is going to make bank on Supreme Court cancel of tariffs. Lutnick came up with the Liberation Day tariffs. They bet against them. Oh, yeah, 100%. Insider trading. They're like, we're going to make insider trading illegal after the tariffs just got canceled. Oh, crazy. Bar chart posted 30-year mortgage rates fall to its lowest level since 2024. Wow. The world's 50 largest cash piles. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway wins. That's crazy. We got Berkshire Hathaway. What is that? Citic? American Express. Interactive Brokers. Charles Schwab. SBI. Daiwa. TSMC. Microsoft. NVIDIA. Apple. Intel. What else? Amazon. Volkswagen. GM. Wow, Volkswagen has a shit ton of cash. Why do they have so much cash? Alibaba, Tesla, Honda, Ford, Alphabet, Meta, Tencent, Rakuten, SoftBank, Saudi Aramco, Shell. Okay, that's the oil energy companies. Okay, cool. Very cool. Okay. John Brooks posted there are now more 6% mortgages than 3% or less. That changes everything. As this trend continues, the lock-in effect breaks. Basically, majority of people in the past, up until recently, had mortgage rates under this 6% standard rate. Now that has flipped, basically, majority of people have 6% or more. they're going to be more inclined to sell their homes because mortgage rates are going down. So it's going to be easier to afford a home, and it's going to be easier to find a home, which is great. That might also remove a lot of supply from the market. So time will tell. 88 Metals Mania said Volkswagen owns a lot of car models. Interesting. I didn't know that. Bar chart posted breaking U.S. banks are currently facing unrealized losses of $306 billion. That's pretty crazy. I'm getting an alert. Tor takes the lead versus SAS in third. What's your take? Okay. Coinbase is texting me random betting market things, I guess. U.S. banks are currently facing unrealized losses of $306 billion. Porsche, Lambo, Bentley, Ducati, etc. Oh, I had no idea. That's sick, actually. That's kind of like, who was it? Paul McCartney telling Michael Jackson that the real winners are the people who own music rights, and then Michael Jackson went and bought the entire Beatles catalog. That's the most savage shit I've ever heard of, dude. Oh, man. What a legend. U.S. Treasury bought back another $2 billion of their own debt. Pretty crazy. Artificial intelligence contributed 0 to the economy last year, says Goldman Sachs. That's, I think, the funniest thing I've ever read. NVIDIA on its way to Wednesday's earnings announcement. Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, AMD, NVIDIA. Odds of March interest rate cut have fallen to just 2%. Do we put $5 on it? Is that stupid? What if Powell's just like, we're cutting rates. We're cutting rates. And then he retires with like 10 times his net worth because he bet on a rate cut. Just in, silver on track for its first close above 90 this month. Wow. Just in, stock market says goodbye to fear. Goodbye. Okay, so it's at 45. That was 11 hours ago. Hold on. This is different from the one that I have. Stock market, fear and greed. The one, okay, it's at 46, 45. Okay, so yeah, I think we're right. It is right here. 46? Yeah, okay, cool. All right, let me look up really quick. CoinGlass. Fear and greed is at 10. It is at 10. Sweet. And then CoinMarketCap. Trump's dude will cut hard, I'm sure. I don't know, actually. 16. Oh, the CoinMarketCap one is not updating. What? How do I fix that? Properties. Yeah. Okay. Can I? I don't know if I can, actually. It's supposed to be at 16. Let me just copy. Properties. Paste. Yeah, it's the same exact thing. Huh. How do I get it to update? I don't know if I can. Interact. Oh, I can do that? That's freaking awesome. I didn't know I could do this. How do I refresh the damn page? Okay, whatever. I guess we're never going to be able to know the freaking CoinMarketCap fear and greed for crypto specifically. All right. Last but not, we had a surprise entry. NVIDIA does it again. Very cool. Congratulations, NVIDIA. $201. Oh yeah, I forgot to look at BitMine. You guys know we've been recently accumulating BitMine at $20 because $20 seemed like a freaking steal. This is exciting to me. On the daily, BitMine had a little wedge, and it's not actually as sloppy as they've been recently. It's been quite nice. You got Confluence 1, we'll call it 2, 3, maybe even 4. You could cheat a little bit. And we got 1, 2, 3, 3 being resistance. You are back above that lower trend line, which is kind of right at the apex of the triangle. You're barely above that lower trend line. So getting above the upper trend line, I would call that our fake out before the breakout. You got your little wedge working, and then you would do boop, trick everybody into opening shorts, and then bam, just like Snake did. And you guys know how much we like Snake. There's a reason. Don't forget to smash the like button. And okay, we got 10 votes in the poll. Let's switch up the poll now. Let's switch up the poll. End poll. All right, we got another one. I asked you guys, how high will silver go before multi-year retrace / cool off? 40% of you said 130, which is basically the current all-time high. 40% said 150, 10% said 200, and 10% said 300 or more. We got 10 votes. It said 11 when I ended it, I guess. I don't know, can you guys undo your votes? I didn't even know that was a thing. All right, is Agentic AI era bigger than just the chat GPT hype? Yes, AI just getting started. No, it's a massive bubble. Yes. But not much crazier. Or no, it's overhyped and overvalued. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the poll in the chat. Is the agentic era bigger than the ChatGPT hype? Yes, AI is just getting started. No, it's a massive bubble. Yes, but not much crazier. Or no, it's overhyped and overvalued. Let me know what you think in the chat. All right, we have, what do we have next? Yeah, I don't know if Warsh is going to cut rates or not. I really have no idea what to expect from him. He was a wild card for sure. He still is. I like that he's been put on the back burner now, though, because I was getting bored with that. Bark posted, Jane Street was running an algorithm that dumped Bitcoin every single morning. Let's get the tinfoil hat on. Hang on. We got to get in the zone. Are you guys ready? Let me take a sip really quick. Cheers. Happy Wednesday. Here we go. Jade Street was running an algorithm that dumped Bitcoin every single morning at 10 a.m. every day for months, crashing the price, liquidating retail, buying back lower, rinse, repeat. The second they got sued, it stopped. The 10 a.m. dump disappeared. Now Bitcoin just had the best day in months. One trading firm, that's all it took to suppress the entire crypto market for months. Now ask yourself, how much of the crypto price action is even real? How many people panic sold because the charts looked terrible? How many people got liquidated? How many billions were taken from regular people by a single trading desk? And this is just the first one to get caught so far. It's about to get very interesting. I don't know if that's true. So here's my issue. I have multiple issues. How can they sell without buying? I understand they can create paper contracts and stuff. Sure. But is there really that little oversight that exists? And then two, how is it decentralized if one firm can just do that? That defeats the idea, the decentralized nature of cryptocurrency. Three, if the price can be manipulated, that's just an open free market. Am I wrong? Is that necessarily illegal? Unless they were obviously fraudulently fabricating cells. You can manipulate a market to your benefit, can you not? I'm just saying. So my next question here is, what was my next question? Nice Faraday hat, JJ. Thank you very much. It protects my brain from the worms and fluoride. My next question, what was my next question? We were talking about Jane Street manipulation. And my next question, because we were talking about Bitcoin being manipulated. What the hell was my next question? Is that the only asset that they were doing that with? That was not my next question. I don't remember what my next question was. Jane Street manipulating the price. And then I was going to ask, I don't remember. It clearly wasn't that important. Okay, there it is. Jane Street was behind the 2022 crypto winter. I disagree with that as well. I really do. Like, I don't know. I feel like it was very obvious what UST was going to do to the price of Terra, because they were just allowed to print Terra to peg it, which is crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know. Bitcoin chilling 67, 938, 959 and 13 cents. We've been going for 104 minutes. Appreciate you guys. Don't forget to smash the like button. Subscribe if you are new. Submit your vote in the poll. What you guys think? Let's do a quick portfolio update. The 1K to 10K Grok portfolio. It's currently down 63.9% or $639. Best performer here is Solana, only down $48 or 48%. Worst performer here is Aptos, down $84 or 84%. That's crazy. I'm surprised how good Proppy's doing, man. Proppy looks great. Next, we've got the meme coin portfolio, currently down 72% or $720. Best performer here is Doge, down 115. Worst performer here is GigaChad, down 183. Then we've got the narrative portfolio, my favorite, and what was once the most stable. I don't know if it is anymore. It might be. Currently, this was a $500 investment. Currently down $287 or 57.4%. Best performer here is Tau, down $37 or 37%. Worst performers Fetch, down $72 or 72%. And last but not least, the net catching portfolio, which, believe it or not, was once named the perfect entry portfolio, currently down $598 or 59.8%. Best performer here is Chainlink, down $40 or 40%. Worst performer here is Avalanche, down $83 or 83%. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. All right, guys, don't forget we're doing a 12-hour live stream this weekend. If you guys are interested, it's completely free, ton of fun. The stock channel in it as well is very good place for like stock picks. Join the Discord. Link is in the description. Like I said, it's completely free, always will be. It's a cool, fun place to hang out. There's no business. I'm not trying to sell you anything like that. It's literally just a cool place to hang out. Flipban said, you remember when everyone was watching that one whale that kept opening short positions, and so we'd all watch him thinking he was the issue? We thought we were so smart. Exactly. That's what I mean, dude. Like, it's always something every time. Everyone's like, this is what's happening, and we got him. Oh my gosh, we figured it out. There's no way one firm was doing all of that. 12 hours? What do you know? What do you mean? 12-hour live stream on Saturday? What do you mean, what do I know? We've done it before. It's been a long time, though. It's been a long time since we've done a proper 12-hour live stream. It's going to be fun. I'm excited. I'm going to have to brew my coffee in here on stream, because I ain't going 12 hours without coffee. We did like 3 hours last night, though like 1.5 of it was Trump talking during the State of the Union. Holy snooze fest, dude. That was crazy. I don't know how much more detail he could go in for those poor people. He was like going into the most immense detail on this like worst days of these people's lives. It was crazy. Uncle Enrique was pretty epic though. If you guys didn't see it, I'm going to post this in the Discord. Quite possibly the most epic on-stream moment captured today. Highly recommend you check it out. It's a good laugh. I'll go post it right now, actually. Uncle Enrique is here with us tonight. Very cool. Ay, ay, ay. Do you guys think we're going to get a stimmy? I'm wondering if they're going to save that for the midterms. Flightpan said, give me a date so I can look back at the last 12-hour live. Let's see if you have an effect. Let's see. Last 12-hour live. It was a long time ago. Let's go look. We're going to the channel. We're going to the lives. Well, you know what sucks is we tried to go. So the first time I did it, it said like 11:59:58 for the hours and minutes, and I was like, damn, I missed it by like 2 milliseconds. Oh, there's no longest. That's stupid. And then I went like 10-15 minutes over 12 hours after that, just to make sure. And it wasn't even me. Like, it was literally YouTube only records 12 hours. So there's like a 1 or 2 second cutoff, I guess. But I was so mad. I was like, why would they deprive me of my proper like 12 hours? It's crazy. Oh man, it's been a long time. It's been more than 4 months, hasn't it? 12-hour live stream. I guess I could just search, can't I? Because it definitely says 12 hours. I think it has a different thumbnail as well. Last 12 hour was Twisted Ashley. Dude, that was so funny. Twisted Ashley. Oh man, the Bop It. That's it. We have Twisted Ashley merch now because of that. That was so good. Twisted Ashley. We were talking about Bop It, but like before that, we were talking about there was like weird games in the 90s where it was like call your crush, and it was just an automated voice on the phone. And there was like these teenage girls in the commercial, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna call Mike so hot," and they call it, and it's like, "What's up, Ashley?" And that was the joke for that. And then somebody was talking about, we were talking about Bop It later, like an hour later, and then somebody said Twisted Ashley, and I just said it that way, and it was so freaking funny, dude. That was so funny. We got Schedule 1. Was it before or after Schedule 1? That game was fun, dude. We got Liquidation Day. Did we do 12 hour before or after that? It had to have been. Was it? I don't remember. What to expect after this? 11 months ago, we were talking about NVIDIA. Jeez, this is crazy. There's an 8 hour live stream. Okay, I remember the 8 hour was after the 12 hour. Oh yeah, this was crazy. I don't know why they did the crypto summit, and whoever set it up literally set it up like the Last Supper. It looked just like the Last Supper. I was like, who is responsible for the seating arrangement? That was crazy. The balls. The balls is funny. 12 hours. Okay, I remember the fugly thumbnails. There's no way it was fugly thumbnail time. Was it? 3 hours right there. Was it this long ago, for real? JJ, will you take live guests on Saturday 12 hour? I'm sure I can get buzzed enough to make an ass of myself. Maybe others might want to for fun. That one's, so live guests a little more complicated. It would have to be scheduled, like we can schedule it the day before, whatever. I guess my only concern is somebody saying something that they shouldn't say, and then my channel getting taken down because of that. You know what I mean? Here's a 6 hour DayZ live stream. Played the Quarry. There's no way it was this long ago. Am I crazy? Was it really this long ago? 4 hour. 6 hour DayZ again. I can't believe I played DayZ that much. That's crazy. 3 hour. Am I passing it? Can I search my own stuff? I think I might be able to, actually. Hold on. Can I? Filter. 12 hour. I got it. December 24th, 2024. We've done 2 of them. Really? December 24th, 2024. JJ, okay. 12 hour live stream. So we're close. It was a 6 hour, almost 5 hours, 45 minutes. What did we even talk about back then? I guess the market was fun. We were talking about memes and shit. Peanut the squirrel. Bitcoin all-time high again. Where's the 12 hour live stream? The debates were hilarious. Am I really this lost? There are memes, and then I'm in the middle. There's memes, and I'm in the middle. Okay, this has to have been before the face reveal. Yeah, okay. So we passed it for sure. Alright, I'm going slow. Looking for me in the middle. Yeah, we did the face reveal. I don't remember we got to like a $500 or $1,000 donation goal because you guys are legends. And then we did a 12 hour live stream for what? 1,000 subs? 500 subs? It was a 500 subscriber. The first one was. Okay, this is what the thumbnail looked like. So it's got to be around here. This is the longest search. I could have just clicked on the link. I have a whole list. Maybe it's outdated now. I guess I don't know then. I can't find it. It doesn't exist. Here's the link to the damn thing. Right here. Bitcoin at the time was 93K. Oh. ADA was 89 cents. That's crazy. 521 views. That's all I can show you. I guess I can't show you the damn thumbnail because I can't freaking find it. It's December 24th, 2024. Christmas Eve? Did I do a 12-hour live stream on Christmas Eve? Times were good back in December 2024. I thought it was around Thanksgiving weekend. Maybe I can just do 12. Can I do time? Views, visibility, monetization, description, copyright, age restriction? I don't know. I'll freaking find it. There's no easy way to search via duration for some reason. Maybe it's on another third-party platform. His concern is you go all Kanye when you unlive. Yeah, that's fair. I feel like that's fair. That's a fair concern. The 8-hour might have been the last Trump speech. It might have been, right? Yeah, for real. We can do... So, if I can figure out how to do, like, a proper delay on the stream, then I think I can do having people call in. On Christmas Eve, you spent it with good people? I guess so. I don't remember doing that on Christmas Eve. That's actually crazy that I did that on Christmas Eve. I'm going to have to ask my fiance about it. The date's on the thing, though. I don't remember doing that. Oh, man. I feel like I should be in trouble for that. Yeah, no, okay. It was the day before Christmas Eve, December 23rd. Thank God. Welcome to the holiday 12-hour live stream. I can't believe... Oh man, this is when I had the cardboard behind me and everything. Different hat. I wasn't wearing my sunglasses. I didn't even have a ring light. Oh yeah, we used to look at memes. I remember looking at memes. Wait, who was guessing? This is the daily close contest too? Good times, man. Wait a minute. That's when we realized that I'm probably Charles's son. Oh my God. That's freaking funny, dude. Wow. We're wearing the same sweater. Oh, good times, good times. All right, fellas. I'm going to call it an evening. Let's end our poll here. 6 votes. I asked you guys, is the Agentic AI era bigger than just ChatGPT hype? 50% of you guys said yes, AI just getting started. 33% said no, it's a massive bubble. And 17% said no, it's overhyped and overvalued. Let's end this bad boy. All right, fellas. Don't forget, 12-hour live stream coming up this Saturday. Be there or be square. It's going to be fun. We might do some giveaways. We might do some live trading. Maybe we'll do some Kalshi bets, whatever the hell. I don't know. As always, when the market starts to do anything crazy or anything at all, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Wednesday and good night.